It's a different beast, isn't he, Michael?
Oh, he's an absolute prick. Looking across at this Antic roster then, excited to see what these boys bring inside of the server tonight, as Vinny's kind of alluding to. A little bit hot and cold at times, and the stats actually reflecting that Hunter, the only player at the moment currently above a 100 EPS.
That's kind of horrifying.
By the stats, 4 of these players underperforming at the moment. But if there's any opportunity to pad your stats, it probably is against ODIUM. So looking to see them bring a cutthroat brand of Siege into the server, and a team that can sometimes lack discipline, hoping that we see it tonight. I think we will, and hopefully that's the case.
What's with that smile, Lunchbox? He looks like a Joker from like one of the comics, bro. That's got me all twisted. The big issue, obviously, 4 players not performing isn't great, Vinny, but when you're IGL, like really the hard support player that this young gentleman has been Hunter for the last 2 years, is out-fragging all of your players and outperforming, alarm bells really start to ring, especially when you've just bolstered this roster. After bringing in Scars from last stage, you bring in 2 gunners like Jkenna and Lunchbox. It's just not gelling right.
Yeah, not quite, and I think it can be a bit tough for someone like Hunter, who probably doesn't have that much IGLing experience. So I think we're seeing the frags because you can kind of see everything that's going on. I think it'll come together eventually. We were talking before the show about Jkenna, and I think this is the kind of game where we say Jkenna is back. This is the kind of game where he goes like 20-2.
It's great to hear your voice come back as well.
Thank you. Yeah, it's been nice, the voice cracks. Anyway, let's talk about the next team. You're just going to leave me hanging? All right. Let's talk about ODIUM.
That was really bad. I do apologize. Can you host the segment?
No, I'll host this whole segment.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it.
So, yeah, we're talking about ODIUM. Obviously, you're having a pretty poor start to the stage so far.
Yeah.
And looking to get a few more attacking wins on the board. Unfortunately, they were like 1-6 going into last night.
Yep.
So definitely need a bit of work to do. And today, honestly, ANTIC could be the game where they get a few back. So it'll be interesting to see.
That's a bit spicy.
Any thoughts, Guz?
There we go.
Didn't mind that. I did give him the bird. That's great. We all love each other here in OCE.
We do.
In terms of the head-to-head, it's not listed here in the graphic, but I'm looking across that entry stat. Both teams have found it a bit of a struggle so far heading into this play day. 45% for ANTIC, certainly not a disaster, but for ODIUM sits at 27%. Of 26 entry battles they've had so far, they've only won 7 so far, which has compounded to issues in the late round.
It's better than Killer Man.
Oh, wow. Wow. I left the space here to host, not to roast, brother. That's all I'm saying. Clubhouse is where we go for this one. A map that every team in the Oceanic, just Siege in general, should know how to play. Fundamentally, a very simple, I say simple with quotation marks, match to have your fundamentals right. That's where I start to worry a little bit though, Vinny, because the fundamentals haven't been there for either team.
No, but they had a pretty good performance yesterday against Outlast, so I think they'll have a pretty good performance today.
You reckon ODIUM will back it back up?
If they can get as close as they did yesterday, 7-4 wasn't a bad scoreline, and I don't think ANTIC are quite on the level of Outlast, actually. Wow. I don't know. Who knows, honestly,
That's
after
spicy.
today.
That's a bit of, okay. Do you want to throw it?
No.
No, I want to hear a throw. Can we get a Vinci throw?
Go on. Finish it off. We'll be here all day. All day.
All right. Well, apparently
the stage fright.
We all have performance issues. Some are worse than others. Mine's shocking, but these two, I don't know what to say.
Thank you, Roman, and all the guys on the desk. That was really
all the guys.
All of the
only 2.
Everybody on the. Thank you guys for the. We got a game. Time to Clubhouse, Jake.
Sorry, I'm a bit shy. Can we just?
Yeah, sorry. Can we take that again? Can we do a retake?
I'm a little bit. I don't know what to say right now.
I don't know. I think what we've learned from this is, as Rob said,
individual.
Everyone has performance anxiety.
Yep.
You know, it's totally normal. Everybody gets it, and I don't think Vinny should be upset with himself.
I figured it out.
What is it?
ODIUM has performance anxiety.
Oh, that's the secret ingredient.
If we were playing this off air, offline, no one watching, best team in the region.
Oh, hands down.
Hands down.
Hands down.
But we're not. It's online. Everyone's watching.
7-0.
So they get a bit nervous. 7-0 might be a possibility.
Yeah, well, we did see ANTIC 7-0. Rufflecopter, not Rufflecopter. Why do I keep
Rufflecopter?
Circular Spheres and Rufflecopter
Where's
have
Boydie?
the same place in my brain. Anyone that's been watching OCE for a long time, remember on a good old team called Rufflecopter. They were the memers.
It's basically the game of gladiators at this point.
They were the memers, and Circular Spheres are the new memers. So for some reason,
what is Lunchbox doing, James?
Crossed.
He's spinning on his chair.
He's standing on his chair, spinning around.
And then he got... Wait, what?
Is this the Zuma meta?
Is that how he gets out of his chair?
There is some Zuma meta stuff going on right here.
Let me have a look. Closer look. Top
Box,
left.
what's
Lunchbox.
up?
What are you doing, Box? Come on. I like your shirt. But, whoa, hang on. What the... Is this like a pre-game ritual? Like, you know how
Is
people
this a
warm
TikTok
up?
thing? I don't get it.
Yeah.
Damn.
Oh,
What is he's
headset
taking headset off again? He's going for a jog.
Bro's got so much energy.
Damn. This is the new meta, by the way. The Zoomers have taken over.
There
Box
you
is
go.
back.
It's
Oh, it's back on. All right. Phone is out again. What is he doing? Is he timing himself or something?
He's typing something.
Ah, that's what's
no one
up.
cares.
I see.
No one cares.
I see. Okay, bro.
All right, well, we're going to head into this game, James. Now, Antic are defending first.
Yeah.
And I was walking past Prod Room and I saw the fact that ODIUM were attacking. Prod,
Yeah.
You know what Prod said to me?
What did they say?
7-0.
Oh, wow.
So even Prod is on Antic here. Can't blame them.
Yeah. Look, Antic haven't been the best, but this map is the one map where they have won, and they looked pretty good. They won 7-0.
I'm surprised Lunchbox even locked in his operator. He wasn't just zooming around. Like a puppy.
Yeah.
Like an infectious energy.
Little puppy dog. I want to know, now that Jakenna is actually on a team with Box, like,
Yeah.
does that mean that he...
Jake Henn is the old guy?
Well, yeah, but also, like, you remember Lunchbox always used to shout out Shan.
Yeah, that's right.
Is he going to
Which
still
is-
shout out Shan?
Of course, his mum.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I think, didn't he get a list the other day of everyone's mum on the team?
Yeah.
You had Melissa, you had Shan, you had the whole 9 yards.
Was there a Nicole?
I think there was a Nicole.
That was a Nicole, yeah. Yeah. Oh, good. Wow. That's so lovely. I just know Antic are such wholesome people.
Do you reckon
right?
he's... Yeah, I mean, look... I don't even know where to take this anymore because Antic really should be winning this game. I want to set it nice and early. They know they should be winning this, but it should be in that kind of 7-0, 7-1, 7-2 territory. Anything above that would be okay. To be fair, ODIUM played this yesterday, and they actually got a couple of rounds, looked a little bit better.
4 rounds against Outlast.
Yeah, and honestly, that was also an Outlast roster going in at that point, you know, undefeated and looking pretty good and sharp, and, well, then they, dropped the bundle a bit today.
Let's have a look back.
A zombie's bad! Ah, who do I play?
Judd, you're on. Judd,
Okay, Box.
Zombies bad, who do I play?
Can you do the scream? Can you do that scream?
No, I don't think anyone wants to hear that.
All right, if Box hits a big play, we know what to say. We'll do
I think
Box scream.
Lunchbox, though, as much as he's having fun, he does need to find improvement here. He have you got his numbers by any chance for the stage thus
Like his
far?
phone number, or...
Well,
I have Shan's, but I don't have his.
I wouldn't want his phone number.
I'm looking him up. Bear with me.
You're looking up his, on the in the white pages.
I got the white pages. Yeah, he's got 107 EPS. 14,
Okay, that's not
14,
awful.
11.
It's not awful.
1 and 3 on entry, 61% cost.
1 and 3 entry. That's the one.
It's pretty dead.
That's the one.
Pretty dead average.
Can he improve in a game like this where Antic are quite superior to their opponent? Lunchbox should be clearly he's having some fun. This is the game though I want to see Lunchbox. You know, I got asked yesterday one of the games Antic was in. Who's your favorite player in the lobby? I said Lunchbox. And then they were walking around saying that I said he's the best player in the world. I obviously didn't say he was a good player. I just said I think he's my favorite player in the lobby. But I want him to be a good player. And I want him to have that infectious attitude and love for the game and have fun and keep improving. And he's definitely got something about him that, to me, I think says in the future he could be a really good player.
He was roaming in secret, but it looks like Jake, his dad, has come picked him up and said, all right, son, back to site with you. So he falls back.
And honestly, respect to Antic right now, but they're playing this in a very conventional manner. 5 in towards basement, 60 seconds left. They fall back, give up secret, give up main stairs. That's fine. You've got vault cams you can play off as well. You can go play blue, force ODIUM to push into you. I've been saying it for the last couple of days at this point, I think, and I'm getting a little bit sick of hearing my own voice, but
Oh, we all are, mate.
please just force these guys to swing you. Don't swing them.
Yeah. Oh, one thing I like about Antic, though, is we've seen our Valkyrie, and it's seemingly been unaddressed. Scars is constantly being able to check those cams. Box has managed to sneak a little bit deeper. He was revealed by the Bees briefly. Looks like the execute from ODIUM is starting to go down from bottom main and church.
Oh, this is so aggressive from Box, playing on the pit side. Does leave himself exposed to the drop, but he's actually wary enough to actually watch for it, and he does get himself a really deserved kill. somewhat scrappy. We don't catch all of the action, but for the most part, it ended up coming down to that whole exchange of like, they've got to push us. 20 seconds left. They've got to clear angles. So really normal round from ANTIC playing Basement Club. It's kind of what we expect. It's why we come into this map, this game, this half, and say ANTIC should be winning and winning comfortably because of rounds like that. ODIUM just have to do too much, and unfortunately for the team that's bottom of the standings right now, they just don't have the same skill level as their opponents.
Yeah, there's no two ways about it. ODIUM in their first couple play days have barely found a few rounds. 7-1'd by Prodigy in the opening game, 7-0'd by GG in their second game, and in their third game they found 4 rounds against Outlast. Here in their fourth, I wouldn't be surprised if it's another rough one, especially starting out on attack, as we've said. Doesn't do them any favors, especially going up against an absolute Chad like box. Really, not an enviable position. Jakenna's got the Boss G out. There's been so much discussion about this deadly weapon recently. Disgusting machine. I expect we'll see, as the game goes on, Jake, I expect ANTIC will probably get more and more aggressive and have less and less respect for ODIUM. I think we'll start to see some ego swings come out.
Yeah, I mean, it's difficult to disagree with you, James. I'd love to see a little bit more shield play here from ODIUM. You got both shield operators available, the Montaigne, the Blitz.
And I'll make the Fuse. Everyone forgets about my homie.
Oh, don't forget about Fuse anymore. He's actually quite relevant. when teams go for the double shield ban, in some cases triple, including the Clash, the Fuse obviously makes it through, and we've seen a little bit of it.
Yeah.
It's not quite as effective, but it still has all the same hallmarks. But I think, we saw, I don't know how much you heard with Dave in that last interview when he was kind of saying pretty openly, we're a shield team.
Yeah.
That's our identity. If I'm an ODIUM, I kind of look at that and be like, maybe we should look into, like, how do we get a leg up? We should be a shield team.
You've got to have a player that wants to play it, though.
That is
that's
true.
The thing, right?
Yeah.
Like, that's what Dave is on that team.
It's like Razor. Razor actually is a little bit of a Kali main.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know how much I rate that. It has its place occasionally, but Kali is really not a common pick and not a necessary pick, and sometimes you can overforce operators like that Kali. Talk about shields, though. Someone we haven't seen play shields recently a lot is Hunter on ANTIC. Now, maybe we will get to see it in the second half. I'd hope so. But he was a very prolific shield player, known in the region for how good he was on the Blitz. And this was back before that shield rework, before it got buffed as well.
Yeah, I think you can also play the Clash here, especially Gym Bedroom, control that sort of 90 hallway, top main, push in towards Con at times. There's a lot that you can kind of deny. But ODIUM, I mean, to be fair, they played the Kali. So at that point, you probably don't want to bring the Clash. Jacuzzi finally getting opened up. 90 seconds. Still a bit of pressure there because you've got the mirror inside a bathroom, I imagine, watching over towards Jacuzzi.
That was actually well played there by ODIUM. They used the Kali, supporting the Ace to ensure that that breach went down by covering that window and preventing the Bandit Juggle from going down. Jake's in an awkward spot. Needs to make good on the one shot that he gets out of that Boss G. That first slug always counts when you're using this weapon. He does have a teammate to support him, though.
Yeah, I mean, so Jacuzzi opened up, good perceived pressure, but they are kind of still stuck towards Balk and a bit of con side, especially single opened up. They do get their opening pick, to their credit, and they'll double down very quickly after that. Chef Jeff not quite sure how he's died there to Razor.
Below.
And Hunter, though, does at least get one back from below. 45 seconds, although Freelo and Razor doing quite a lot in towards Jim now for the Kali.
Now, Razor's in the building as well, but he's looking like he has to go deep. I don't know why they're not looking for a safer plant position. Hale needs to not overextend.
They got sight.
Does start to go for that plant. Ooh, box. Come on, mate. Nope, doesn't land that shot. It's all up to Hunter now. And it's going to be a retake. He spots out one player. Hale turns around and gets him. A bit of a messy one, but a first round on the board for ODIUM.
That's big.
No 7-0 on the cards today.
This is a team that went into yesterday with no attacking rounds in the opening 2 playdays.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a big round. That is a huge opening attack for ODIUM. They don't win basement, but Gym Bedroom's just as good, just as big as... I mean, you can't really call it the primary site, but it's one of the primaries when it goes to Clubhouse. And I think we did hear a bit of a tech pause called out here, so I imagine we'll be spending some time playing some Clash of Clans if you're Lunchbox. But he needs to work on his entry back into sight there, especially with Red Ping Intel.
Yeah, it was a bit of a weird one. I'm surprised that we actually didn't have anyone go below and try and deny that plant vertically. We saw a kill come out. through the office floor, and that was really impactful. I thought they would continue roaming below, and maybe I didn't see if they had any C4s still up at that point. But
Yeah.
you don't actually need a C4, especially if, as you said, there was red ping. There's info on site. You can just yellow ping. You could red ping. You can deny that plant from downstairs in bar.
Well, they had great control into sight because they had won the combat. Or Hale then goes play this bomb chassis, looks in towards logistics. They've got jacuzzi, so they had 90. They had bathroom into gym. They had everything. At the final moments of that last round, ANTIC are completely off-site. They got nothing. They have to retake entirely. And then what does Lunchbox do? Well, he goes a little bit solo. He plays off the red ping, and then he looks away from it, and then he's moving in, and it's just all uncoordinated. So unfortunately for ANTIC, probably in a position that I honestly don't think would have expected to be in a game like this against ODIUM, where they're actually having to retake a site.
Yeah, like, I don't want to get too ahead of ourselves, but yeah, I think there were a couple of things that went wrong in that mid-round. ANTIC just didn't have a way to really play their solid positions on site, and they lost the entries, and it snowballed from there. Credit to ODIUM. They're a player that knows some of the fundamentals.
Yeah, played it well.
What did Chef say in the chat?
Don't give me that, Razor. I'm assuming Razor said something we didn't get there.
Can I beg the OBS to open the chat window? I want to... Hey, OBS, please, open the chat window.
Might not be.
Hey,
here we go.
Nutman. He's not looking
Nothing.
at me. No. Oh, here we go.
This is the part where you say, ah.
Oh, right. I see. Don't give me
Thanks,
that tone, Razor.
Tone. Well, at the end of the day, an early attacking round for ODIUM could be enough hope for them in a matchup like this that says maybe we can do something pretty awesome here. So ANTIC right now, what are they, 6th? You lose this game against ODIUM, and bottom 2 suddenly looks a little bit more of a possibility for a roster that shouldn't really be anywhere near it.
No. I mean, the fact that ANTIC didn't get any points out of their Outlast game and didn't get any points out of their Chiefs game doesn't really matter. You can 7-0 a team like Circular Spheres. It doesn't win you enough points to be a contender for playoffs.
It's still early days, though. I think, you kind of said that maybe give it a couple of rounds and ANTIC might actually start getting a little bit egotistical, but that might be a good early reality check before it even becomes a possibility that says, hey, if we're 10, 15% off here and we start to get a little bit too cheeky, these guys are still more than capable, and if we give them too much leeway. Great use of the Yokai here to spot 3 up above. Scars playing the Vigil with the Boss G has been very strong. Scars and Hunter, for me, have been the best 2 for this ANTIC roster. So, Lunchbox, Chef Jeff, Jake Kenner, is there a world in which they can start to, step up alongside those 2? And a good opening kill for Scars as Ray's going to fall. That will be the Ash dealt with, and one of these mirror windows has already at least been broken. Lunchbox, though, gets involved, and he also will get rid of Hale on the Grim. And suddenly, this round looks almost over for ODIUM before it's even began.
There's obviously the ego chalice come out, Jake. We're seeing the early peaks.
I don't think it's ego. I think it's just a really good play off of the Echo and the Yokai.
Yeah, true. But aggressive plays for sure. I mean, that's clearly part of the identity this team wants to adopt. A down onto Crine.
Yeah, Mozzie here as well got a drone. So much information in this round for ANTIC. A big reason why they've got this lead. It's not just ego. It's not just them doing silly things. They've got drone. They've got Yokai. Like, I mean, at the end of the day,
he's going to swing it. He's going to go for this. Freebie. Not the second, though. If he hadn't hesitated, he would have been definitely good for 2, but Crine low HP, that was still a worthy 1-for-1 trade for defense. You take that any day of the week.
I mean, this is where you can ego peek if you want, because you know full well that Crine has just been brought back up. He's very, very low.
Another C4, bloody hell. That was tossed all the way from top red. Here's the ego chow, and it just baits him into moving into Scars' line of sight. This is such a cheeky angle as well. He saw his head as well. Yeah, that's a great round. Very dominant one from ANTIC. You called it, Jake. It was the information gathered by the Echo and the Mozzie that really read that for ANTIC. It was pretty straight up and down from then forward to go for the aggressive peaks and go for those vert C4s.
So back to Church Arsenal now for the 4th round. Intriguing as well when you kind of look at the cameras at the end of that round for ANTIC, where less of that attitude and smile and fun and games, and it was just a little bit more serious and back to business after losing that 2nd round. So I don't think ANTIC are going to take ODIUM too lightly from here.
Yeah, I'd hope not. Back down to the basement, though. This should be a real lock-in. We are seeing the shield teased out for the first time for ODIUM. We've talked so much about how that shield meta is very potent at the moment, and if Razor brings it, it might gift ODIUM away into this round, but you got to know how to use it.
Yeah.
I don't know whether they would take it blue or, I mean, probably dirt. It's usually where you see shields, but without that Monty, dirt can be a death sentence because as soon as you exit dirt, you're in a crossfire. You just need that blitz to try and pinch with players in blue.
Saw someone use it yesterday, and it was, yeah, secret rush blue in towards Arsenal, and they just completely caught the back Arsenal player over towards dummies off, and that was the way that they got sight. We've also seen the dirt slide push as well, where, you know, you can, I think it was yesterday as well, same thing, dirt all the way through Arsenal, breaks the mirror window looking in towards blue, and then they started planting behind that in the reinforced wall.
That can work, but there are narrow margins that can make that not work. For example, a C4 tossed over or the crossfire from Church. What I like, though, from ANTIC is we're seeing the repick of the Valkyrie. Now, Valkyrie was so powerful last time on this bomb site. Mate, you do not know where its default camera is? Okay, there we go from Ray.
Nothing annoys Guz more than defaults not getting
I believe that.
That's his pet peeve.
I believe that. But in bar, there is a Valkyrie camera as well, very close to that default camera, well hidden as well in an LED sign. So ODIUM have to be careful. I don't think they took down any of the Valkyrie cameras last round. It's actually in that neon sign above the double door right now that you might have just seen for a second there on his screen.
I think this round's too slow right now, though, from ODIUM when you've elected to bring the blitz. Now, mind you, just because you bring the blitz doesn't mean you have to hit sight at the 2-minute mark, James, but fundamentally, you're also then taking away...
Is that Valcam? You can see it on his screen.
From some other operator.
He's just standing right next to it. Such a good default cam, by the way. It's just hidden inside that little skull on the LED sign. This is feeding ANTIC so much information.
Yeah, I mean, but are you going to be able to play off it? Right now, everyone's spaceman.
Well, that's fine. The point of that camera is to know where they're going to push from so you can restructure where you're playing.
Oh, absolutely.
And at the moment, they're seeing 4 players stacked towards kitchen and main stairs. Like, there's so much information. This is worth its weight in gold.
Yeah, you can also see the moto drop as well when that happens, and then you know they're already down.
And
There's Keno gets the kill onto Crine. Razor's already in towards Arsenal, but that's an easy Nitrocell. Still got Razor, but he loses his life. Headshot angle found from Scars. Ray with a double. He's basically playing catch-up at this point.
Yeah, okay. 2 of these players are ANTIC low HP, but even Hale here is on camera. There's a cam just outside of dirt on the little light fitting, and that's giving him information on any player inside of Arsenal, and they know that that diffuses down as well. So this might be a 1v3, but hopefully ANTIC don't feed. As I say that, Ray picks up his 3rd.
He can win this.
Could be an ace.
Hunter's low.
And he does have a way to get into Arsenal now. However, there's still a camera on that position. This really comes down to ANTIC. You just have to not make any mistakes. You've got the information.
Gonna get Kit.
You can play together. He's on cam right now. They know exactly where he is. There's no excuse for making a mistake here, ANTIC. They know he doesn't have the fuser as well. They're not peeking, and there's the long angle from Hunter to put him in the dirt.
Yeah, good call with the Valcam inside of Arsenal being a big, big difference maker there at the end. And also, the one in towards Bar, just so much information for free. And it's, in the end, too much for ODIUM. As soon as they hit sight, it's not going to be a surprise hit at all. The Blitz, in the end, I don't really think did a whole lot.
That was that camera, by the way, on that little light fitting. Those ones are really hard to see. I don't know why. There's something weird about cameras on light fittings, because it looks like a little light globe. You can see it on his screen right now in the top left-hand corner of the screen. He's staring straight at it.
The idea of the push there was that, you know, you double drop, Blitz pushes in, so it denies that Arsenal player from being able to then deny the plant from going down behind you.
Yeah.
But all it takes is you just throw a Nitrocell over the top, and then the Blitz also is a bit more exposed than, say, a Montaigne.
That push only works if you have the element of surprise and the information.
Also, why would you not, if you're going to go for that kind of play, why would you not bring someone dirt as well, then just
100%.
triple it down?
Yeah, dirt is usually quite imperative in a push like that.
I feel like the dirt player could have done enough to maybe make that work. But yeah, look, in the end, ANTIC played that well. The Valkyrie was a really big turning point, and I think the usage of the Blitz certainly wasn't the way I expected it from ODIUM. 2 rounds to go in the half. They're going to change things up again. They'll go with the Striker this time, and Gridlock over the Grim. Carly once again for Razor. He does like to use it on this top floor. And prefers it over the Thatcher.
Yeah, I mean, the main reason that the main way that you're going to deny the Bandit juggle anyway is by playing on the window. Like Carly and Thatcher. Yeah, there isn't in this case. There was last time they played this gym site. And that was what we saw Razor play on that gym window. And look to pressure the player who was
Just don't see it.
juggling.
Well, like, do you need the Carly in a round like this?
No, you don't. No, you don't. And I guess especially with Kaid being down, like your Kali is only going to be against bandits and mutes. Oh my god, this is a disgusting spot.
This is such a Jake Henner thing to do.
And look, he's actually managed. I don't know if this is just client side, but the PCs look still intact as well. So he's managed to sneak in there in a very convincing way.
He loves this angle. Razor looking in towards Con. Yeah, I forgot about this. Which is not a bad idea because, as we know, when it comes to Gym Bedroom, the extension towards Cash and top red, usually you then play Con on the way back. So he's kind of just posted up there to try and deny them rotating.
Probably not going to land that shot, though, in terms of the reaction time. However...
Crying at the window, though, does.
Yeah.
Why is Lunchbox challenging that, though?
Yeah, I think he was staying on for a little bit too long. Ray is the dead man here. This is just about how long Jakena will take.
Man, that's crazy.
He knows one player has walked past him. He's about to get Hale walking past him as well. If he plays the time right, he's good for 2. But he needs to hope that Hale doesn't check him. Hale's actually peeking the angle. No! He didn't see. This is Jake's moment. He has to go now.
Oh, Ray.
Ray's looking straight at him!
Ray.
He walked right past him! He walked right past him!
No way!
1, 2.
Only one?
No, only the one. He didn't check the gridlock right next to him.
Well, they're going to win. And ODIUM's won the round. For all of the hilarity, although Scars has been able to find quickly too. So from a 1v4, he now makes it a 1v2. Nitrocell into logistics. I thought he was about to run into it, James, but just falls back. Razor still outside, by the way, on that Carly. So inside of the building, it's a 1v1. And Crane will lose his life, and suddenly the Carly needs to pull out the SMG and get into close contact with Scars, who's now looking to clutch up from 1v4 to now 1v1.
There's a bulletproof in bedroom. Scars has picture-perfect information on this. Raze doesn't have kit. He doesn't have a clue.
Oh.
A little bit of a shoulder peek.
He can play off the default. Still up.
There's still information. Razor wins it! And he needed to so damn badly. You can look at Ray. Sigh of relief there for ODIUM.
Man, Scars has played that so well overall.
Yeah.
But right at the end, pushing down, man, you give up that high ground and then looking down so much easier to hit the headshot. And that's exactly the difference maker.
Yeah, I mean, hard to say how he could have played that differently. Should he have stayed at top main for longer? But...
You clear me. Yeah, of course he's going to clear you. Well, he's not going to just grab kit, start planting, and then expect nothing to happen. He has to kind of clear you. And there's so much time. That was the thing. There was like 50 seconds, James. It's not like there's 10 seconds left. I don't know how... You know what it is? I don't know how he only gets one. He only gets one.
He didn't go for the kill on the gridlock for some
I think
reason.
Hale must have like just looked around at the
No, he just reacted to the one
he
player
reacts
dying.
that quick?
Yeah, it's just... I reckon he should have gone for the kill on the gridlock first. That's the problem. Anyway, yeah, so look at this. The gridlock looks straight at him. That's client side, by the way. Like,
yeah, I mean, he's not actually looking at him, though. He's checking, like...
No.
He's checking, like, Rafter's side.
Yeah.
He's not looking at him directly with his eyes, but, yeah, on... warms...
Free-for-all warms you up to get shot in the back.
Yeah.
Rough.
Great spot, though. Jaken is always great for those little hidey spots.
One and done is not worth it, though, as you said.
No.
Especially because ODIUM found a few others straight on the back of that. 4v1. Jack was the only one to find a kill that round.
But it's also
the clutch potential.
As great as that hiding spot is, right? You don't actually even... I can't believe I'm going to say this. But, you know, the two players outside on the balcony, you can just calm that, and then you can start pushing cash.
Yeah, I mean, there are a lot of things he could have done differently.
There's so many ways you could play that. But at the end of the day, he should be just killing the two players' balcony and dying.
Yeah, or just killing the gridlock. I stand by that. Oh, well, round's done.
Bontang, by the way.
Not going to get that spot again. We see our second appearance of a shield. This time the Monty. Good for Rafters. And Scars is not likely to win his fight here against that Rafters player with the Boss G.
Well, Noah's Army, so does make the Montang pushing up to Rafters a little bit more comfortable.
No Legion either.
Now, Ray, I'm almost certain his leg was spotted. Starts shooting anyway. Position well and truly known. Now, Lunchbox in oil pit. It does have Nitrocell.
Really, the way that they counter Monty here is just crossfires.
I think we saw Bleed play it this way, if I'm correct, in terms of leader in pit, and then they kind of like tried to bait the Montang going up the stairs.
No impacts left, though, which is a bit deadly. Scars is able to find one with that Boss G onto Razor. I think that was at Breach. Ooh, big pick for Ray.
Got to be
Now
greedy.
Monty is making this very difficult. The boss G is not going to be helping him out here.
Oh, good timing though.
Don't know how he just died there. Freelo just got shot through his shield, seemingly. 1v2 now for Jakenna.
And as he was meleeing him, I think the shield just comes down a bit and the head's a bit more vulnerable.
Oh,
There's one on the rappel. Round's over. ODIUM have got another one.
yeah. And that was not too shabby as well. Honestly, I don't even think the Monty should have died there. That should have been an even more dominant round.
Really? You don't think the Monty should have died?
No, I don't reckon the Monty should have died there.
Why?
Honestly, I think he got bullshitted. He got bullshitted.
That's what I mean. We're going to watch it back here, but it's literally as he
is bull. There's.
Oh, he's looking down. He's like looking down as he's meleeing him.
Did Box kill him?
No, Chef Jeff killed him.
From in CCTV?
Yeah. So he's looking down, right?
Yeah, but his shield should be in front of his face. What is this? There is no way Chef can land a headshot on that angle. There is no way. I don't know. If I was playing that position, I'd be tilted, but the game dictates what happens.
It has to be something to do with the actual hitbox of the shield has moved while he's
There's no way that he shot over that shield from that angle. Your shield doesn't actually lower in front of you when you look down.
I would have loved to have seen Chef's perspective there.
Yeah.
But I don't think we have
it must have just been like a tiny pixel of the side of him that was visible, but yeah. Anyway, my point being that wasn't close.
Not that it mattered, apparently.
No, exactly. That wasn't close. ODIUM won that fair and square, and they would have won it even more dominantly had that shield survived, which it probably should have. So that goes to show how dire straits it is for ANTIC right now. We expected this to be a 7-0.
3 attacking rounds too, right? Like, it's not as if they've gotten 3 on defense and making it
just
competitive.
Settling in the first half.
Yeah.
This is now them actually looking to keep pace with ANTIC pretty well.
I mean, if ODIUM win this, ANTIC might disband tonight.
Oh, I mean, the old ANTIC would have, for sure. And they did.
ANTIC the org would be like, not again. We're done.
We're done, man. I mean, yeah, this roster is capable of so much. Obviously, roster changes probably not helping them out, losing Player and Cairo, probably 2 of their best players. I think that's been part of the reason why this roster has struggled. Nothing against Scars and Jakenna, both great players, but...
Well, Scars has been playing fine.
Yeah, but it's not the same as having Cairo and Player. Very, very different players.
Well, we'll see if they can turn it around on the attack. They're certainly capable. Solid dirt push. Well, Ray just kind of holding in dirt at the moment on the Warden means he will be set up certainly if they do go for an Arsenal hit. Lunchbox on the Grim. They've got the IQ as well.
No counter for that mirror, by the way. Best you can do is Hibana. Oh, almost a freebie. Yeah, we need to see this motor hatch open so that Razor can be pushed back. And then we need to see that mirror counter with the Hibana. But yeah, not having an Ashe, not having a Kali doesn't make it easy to clear that position. Even just lacking the ace as well. You're relying on the tin can openers and the Hibana for everything.
Are they even going to be able to put a lot of pressure onto Triple as well? Kind of limited themselves by only playing the one hard breach, but it does now put an emphasis on the likes of the Deimos to get involved. Where are these death marks? Where's the pressure? The IQ scanning out, finding a bit of information, but there's 60 seconds left. I do like that death mark, though, onto the Warden because he's inside of dirt, so it gives a bit of information there over to ANTIC. One holding dirt. This is actually going to take the challenge. There's the 1v1. Well, you're the Deimos. You've got to be winning those, and Jakenna falls short, and that's a huge win for ODIUM. 50 seconds left, player advantage. You've got dirt control. You dealt with the Deimos. No more death marks. Huge chance, but Hunter gets one back. Free kill indeed, James.
Needs to make good on the numbers advantage now for ANTIC. Still, this mirror window is attacked at bot main. But the push is not coming from bot main at all. It's a drop in through kitchen, and it was never read by ODIUM.
Old school.
Very solid attack from ANTIC, pushing everywhere and then together executing.
Man, I looked away for 2 seconds, had a drink, and it was 4-4, then down to 1v4. How quick it can go in this meta. I thought this is, fine. If you're playing Deimos, you almost have that license as you use the death mark. Your ping is a little bit better. So, like, the reality is you're going to be taking 1v1s if you're playing Deimos.
The problem is you just can't pre-fire. That's the one downside of playing Deimos. You get 6 bullets in that pistol.
Yeah.
And then you got to reload, and it's a pretty long reload. And in that position,
the other guy can pre-fire too.
He's got the SMG-12, which is insane in close range.
So, I mean, look, at the end of the day, maybe there's a world in which Jake Henner doesn't solo push that, and they play off a bit more, but in the end, they do win the round. And it's a big round 2 win as well, winning out basement here in Clubhouse to begin the second half. Antic needed that because, honestly, momentum was starting to shift away of ODIUM. Now we go to Gym Bedroom. Rather than looking to repeat. And they've opted to bring the clash as well, James. On freeload, 4 and 7 at the moment. So that's been Ray in terms of the fragging department. You know, everyone's actually negative for ODIUM except for Ray, despite the fact that it's a 3-4 scoreline. Scars is 10 and 4, by the way. Hunter 7 and 3. I don't even need the stats in front of me. They've been their best 2 players on Antic this whole stage now into the 4th playday.
Yeah.
And this is actually concerning for me because I need to see more out of Lunchbox and Jake Kenner to actually start matching these guys.
Well, it's funny that Hunter is actually the 5th best player in the league when he's typically playing support on this roster, or at least 2nd support. In this case, he's on the Ash. It does go to show that there is actually a lot of firepower on this roster. But, yeah, I would agree with you. You expect more out of Jakenna and Box, especially because compared to, say, Cairo, who they're replacing.
I definitely expect more out of Jake Kenner. Box I can give leeway, still a young lad, learning his trade. And he's playing aggressive roles, but I definitely need to see more from Jake Henner.
I mean, I think that Antic...
From one Jake to another.
You would know, mate. From losing a player like Cairo, who not only has great clutch potential, but is extremely versatile and extremely...
Man, you're so big on Cairo.
Vocal. Well, he was the best player on this team and he's gone. That's just the fact.
Cairo's a little bit also momentum-based at times. He can have some really bad moments too. So
that's true. He is the top-rated player on... actually, 2nd top-rated. Quiz actually beats him.
Yeah, Quiz is really good this stage. Don't forget, by the way, everyone, little highlight, the GG Chiefs game to come after this to close out the play day.
Game of the stage, no doubt.
I will see. Selma to deal with the mirror window. You do also have the Ash as well with the breaching rounds. That Selma hasn't.
Oh, that's ballsy.
Yeah, that's something that we do typically see, though, from the contest of the mirror. But the second one will work. Although, you
can still fight this.
It hasn't dealt with the mirror. It's only made it difficult to play behind it.
And Hunter's gone in deep. Oh, this is awkward. Hello, goodbye. Hunter is no longer just a support. He's farming. 4v2 now makes it a 4v1. All up to Hale. 1v4. A lot of work to be done. This plan is going down. Doesn't matter if you got that mirror window, mate. You got to push now or never. The double swing. That is disgusting. Hunter gets him as he goes down. And these attacks from Antic are looking extremely solid.
Yeah, lucky Chrome was in bathroom because he shit himself there as he turned back around and this guy peeked him in the hole. He just had no idea. As you said it, after hello and then goodbye. It was that quick, over in a flash, and timeout now for ODIUM. It's one thing to have a nice attacking half yourself, but defensively you got to get the job done. It's been an attacker-sided Clubhouse. Probably not something we anticipated coming into this game.
Yeah, very much didn't anticipate. I really like how keen Antic are on these entries, and it's
look, he was even on the toilet.
Well, at least he didn't make too much of a mess. Well, there's been 5 rounds of attack to 3 rounds of defense in this game. ODIUM yet to find any success in this second half.
Yeah, and credit to Antic as well, because it's not easy when you are probably not happy with that opening half 3-3 scoreline. You gave up a lot of attacking rounds to statistically the worst team in the region. Yeah. And for Antic, I know it was spoken on the desk by Rob, but they were bottom 2 or in that conversation coming into this game. If you then lose to the bottom team, your odds of getting out of said bottom 2 drastically
Antic lose
reduced.
This, and they're probably not making playoffs. They do have like a full 3-point win under their belt, and that's big. But oh, sorry, they have the 7-0 that they got against CS. That's really what's kind of helped them a little bit.
Lunchbox needs to put the phone down, though. He needs to put the phone down. I know he's having fun. He looks like an energetic, fun kid, and he's doing all right, but focus in, lock in, think about what you can do, communicate with your team, get off the Clash of Clans. Come on.
Oh, here we go.
What's Sheffy? What do we got? What is
Oh,
2048?
he's playing that game.
No, so
Everyone's playing their phone games.
everyone's
Here we
playing their
go.
phone games.
Except for the players who are actually fragging, by the way.
Hey,
Haven't seen that from Scars or Hunter.
Yeah. I don't want to be too critical. I'm assuming this is a tech.
Oh, it was a tactical, and now we're into a technical now.
Yeah. So, I mean, look, I'm not going to be too harsh at that point. If it's tech pause, that's fine. But also, like, between rounds and stuff, just stay locked in.
Yeah, that one. Better than leaving a game early, hey? Do you reckon player will do that today if he beats GG?
I feel bad now because I think in some ways, you know...
You just wanted to get on Reddit, didn't you?
No. God, you're worse than Guz at this point. Can I have Guz back? Where is he? Where's my Guzzy Wuzzy?
Was he having a go at you, was he?
Ah, well, because, you know, he thinks I'm a liability. Every time we get on a broadcast together, he's not sure if he's going to have a job next day. I don't blame him.
He'll have the job. It's you that'll get the boot.
It's kind of like when I go on the couch with Rob. I don't know what's going to happen.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Are we talking on or off broadcast?
Oh, both. Absolutely both. To be fair, I was actually worried because I was on the couch when he had the interview with Titan. I say interview with Titan, it was more so just Titan's
The monologue.
monologue.
Yeah. No, I saw you there. It was you look like you're having a great time. Maybe one day we'll make public the footage that we took of you listening to that interview.
All I'm saying is I hope we don't get something like that again tonight.
Oh, yeah. Well, I don't think GG will get an interview tonight.
Oh, really?
No, I'm just stirring the pot.
I think Rob's the only one that actually ended up going for Chiefs in that game.
Yeah, and he's committing.
And he just kind of flipped it.
He's committing to the bit as well.
Well, tech pause over. 5-3. Still difficult to sort of make a lot out of this because ODIUM are on defense. They're more than capable of getting a couple of rounds just through the side of the coin they're on. But
yeah, they need to start reading these a little bit better though, because ANTIC have been quite unpredictable in some of their executes. Even the fact that last round on that gym attack, yeah, we slowly and surely making progress on the breach, and then suddenly Hunter's in, found 2 picks.
yeah, 7-5 now as well for Lunchbox. Had a good couple of rounds. He's certainly pulling a bit more of his weight in this game. Hunter and Scars keep leading the way.
Can I also just take a moment to talk about what we just saw from the observers then? The mirror window that's popped here at top rafters. I have very rarely actually seen teams do this before, but it's a really nice way of really making safe your player on rafters from the breach while still allowing them to have a line of sight to crossfire if there is an eventual execute into sight.
Especially from CC window.
Exactly. And what's more, it also means that if you lose rafters control, the attack actually don't have the ability to enter the plant spot safely without them jumping through the window and exposing the top red. So it's actually a really cool little innovation. You don't really need that second mirror window up anyway.
See, this is the kind of color analysis I don't get from Michael.
That's so true, man.
I don't know if he could bring that kind of depth.
I feel like bringing yourself and me onto the same cast, 2 play-by players that don't know what we're talking about. It's just...
You keep saying you're a play-by-play doesn't know what he's talking about. When you used to work desk overseas, you've done color work, you've played this game for like 15 years at this point. You probably...
I heard you telling, who was it, Dave, how to play
I didn't
Blitz
tell
in your
Dave
last
how to
interview.
play Blitz. Get off it. You know what? I'm done. You've been listening to Guz too much.
A minute ago, you wanted Guz back, and
Oh,
now
no.
you don't want anything to do with
Where's
either of
Rob?
us.
Where's Rob? Bring the
I
ball
think
man over.
it's time for you to become an analyst, mate. You
Oh, no.
spent some more time with Rob and Vinny.
I do like hanging around with Vinny, though. He's good for a chat.
He's
Cash
a
and
nice little punch
CCTV,
bag.
though, not much has really happened here in this particular round as ANTIC just slowly trying to open up the site. They're actually going for a bit of a con side hit right now because they haven't really done a whole lot over towards Garage. Jeff on the Grim trying to get a decent line of sight in towards Cash to get these bees buzzing, and they have landed successfully onto Razor, who has a Nitrocell
You can kill this prone.
in his hand.
Yeah. He can get this kill from the prone angle. Oh, never mind. Hunter's got him. Hunter, again, just going in deep. 2 big kills. He's got Diffuser as well. He needs some sound cover to make this safe.
He's worried about Rafters, though, because they never put any pressure in towards Garage, so now he's expecting that flank to come through, but go back to that mirror window you spoke about, and that's exactly what they're playing off of. Rather than playing the doorway, you can play off the mirror window. Well, that opened mirror.
And same can be said here for this other mirror at top red, and that is the real problem now for the attack. Hunter goes for that plant. The coverage is there, though, and ODIUM are looking Very grim. 1v3 for poor Hale, and the downside of this mirror window setup is that now he has no way back into sight without jumping through the window. Nice shot onto Chikena.
I think the setup's fine. He just needed everyone else to probably not throw their positions.
Yeah, look, 1v3 is never going to be easy. Tracked by the
Move
Damos.
though, you got to move. Got to make something of it. Hop on over, start clearing out towards Con. At this point though, there's not really a whole lot of time, and they can push all the way to logistic, bedroom.
There's a drone.
I saw a drone.
Yeah, I mean, you can't really throw this here for ANTIC. Again, Hunter, MVP
Deathmark
of the
and
round.
probably getting yellow pinged as well
Box
right
is
now.
just trolling him at this point, and the round is over. There's not even any point in getting back on it at the moment. Try and pad the KD, and there you go. Round is done. Another MVP round for Hunter. He goes back-to-back 4K
so good,
into
man.
a 3K. He's at peak form.
How old is Hunter? Do you have his age? Is he a 2006er as well?
He's not. He is not. No. I think he's probably about 22 or something. Let's have a look. 21.
Okay, so he's still pretty young, I'd say, and I think that he's definitely showing that this might be his best stage statistically, and he's becoming a real linchpin for this roster. Just the ability to push in. I love this though still. I don't even dislike the fact that a lot of players would have just tried to stick to plan as soon as possible. You're in deep, you get in deep towards Cash, but he's expecting the potential swing because he knows full well, game sense-wise, we haven't really put pressure towards Garage, said Rafters as well, that is where the next potential swing can come from that could potentially deny me. He's watching, waiting. Obviously, he doesn't end up coming through, but then he sticks to plan. So really well worked around from Hunter. He goes 13, but also only 3 deaths, James. And that's also probably as impressive as the 13 kills.
One of the best
we played
score
9
lines
rounds.
we've seen so far. Yeah. I mean, he's survived in the vast majority of them. He's got the least deaths in the server and the most kills. And he's also their shield player and their second support player. Like, that's what's just so gnarly. Yeah, and
he's the kind of player that teams could look at and find a way to slot him in. Like, as in, like, if we've got a spot, we need to pick someone up. Hunter's the kind of guy that could probably play multiple roles.
Absolutely. And he's really good at the role that he does play on this team.
Is this my new Geo?
Don't get too excited. What happens when you start cheering on a player in OS? There seems to be a bit of a trend that they start to fall down.
Yeah, well, I'm hoping to buck that trend with the next one. And
who is the next one? Is it
well, it might be Hunter at this point. I've been really impressed with the games that I've been able to cover for him, and he's just always been a difference maker for ANTIC, and it looks like he's going to be the difference maker in this game.
Where are you going, bro? Where are you going, Blood? Oh, he's dead. Razor, you are so dead. What are you trying to do here? What on earth is that? Box has dropped down and come to support him. Okay, that was pure desperation from the Pulse.
Do you want to tell everyone why he did what he did?
I have no bloody idea why he did what he did.
Okay.
Bro saw death. He saw the Grim Reaper. He made eye contact with him and he ran for him. Oh, you're dead.
I want to take an actual guess and hope that the idea was if I run past him, he might pull his pistol out, I'll swing around and headshot him.
It was simple. He was just trying to kill the guy that was playing behind the Monty, and then he's like, oh shit, there's no one playing behind the Monty. Yeah. And now I'm trapped between outside the building and Monty.
He honestly still could have almost killed him with the Nitro Style. 8 HP. It was close.
Yeah, I mean, true. Hunter shouldn't be losing that.
He didn't.
Thankfully. It does change how they're going to clear Rafters, though, but it looks like it's been a full forfeit of Rafters. I don't think I've seen this in the last 5 years, but a team holding CCTV cash has forfeited control of Rafters. Kryne has just died from below. Hunter has secondary hard breaches, so he can actually breach into the side itself.
I'm pretty sure Hale just shot Freelo in the Achilles.
No, I think it was he shot the drone that was there. But
I saw Freelo's health, and I was like, wait, did he just pop him from behind? Someone else has also just popped Freelo. He's getting popped in all angles.
Okay, here we go. Come on, finally give me something. Oh no, Sheffy's up with the shotgun, but he does not cook.
Wow, he's cooked that himself there. 1 HP on Hunter, by the way. This is somewhat winnable if they can deny, but I don't think they will. No.
C4 would have made that winnable. Ooh, Boxy.
Get him, Boxy.
Yeah.
GG, but like, I'm terrible. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true, Chef. That is very true. Maybe get off your phone. Stop playing 2048. Hunter is 1 HP. So technically, this is kind of possible. He just needs to land a single bullet of damage. But Chikena is not going to get up in his face. Oh, he sees the feet. Yeah. That's Chikena dead. 1v1 with 1 HP. Don't go for the kill! Bro! You could try and win the round, but you go for the kill instead?
Oh,
Why did you go for the kill? Why did you go for the kill? All right, well, you deserve to lose this one, mate. Hunter's going to toy with him. See, Hunter's not even going to go for the kill. KD. Hunter doesn't even care about the KD. Shaking his head. GG easy for Hunter and the boys. Stellar performance from ANTIC. And Jake, you've fallen off your chair. ODIUM have fallen off a cliff. ANTIC back on top.
Oh, that was a meme game, James. That was a bit of a meme kind of game. I don't know what happened there. 7-3 in the end on Clubhouse, where the vast majority of rounds won were by the attacking team.
There was a brief moment there where it looked like we actually could have had a good game on our hands.
Yeah, 3-3 at the half.
Yeah.
I thought that as well. I was thinking maybe this could be, a bit of a shock result, but to be fair to ANTIC, they were always better when the rounds themselves were there to be won. They just had so much better firepower, better execution. Hunter was great, Scars was good, and the rest were, I don't know, having some fun. Kenna's still somewhere in CCTV.
Yeah. You know that really popular TV show where they drop someone down into somewhere and then they have to, like, run away from the police and, like, the professional investigating team that
Cops?
are like... no, it looks like this team just got hunted.
What was...
I'm really upset that you guys said anything there. There was an opportunity to just stay completely silent. I can hear Xenox. If you listen really carefully, I can hear Xenox going. Does that sum up the match we just watched? I'm really not sure. I will say I was really fortunate. Isaac, so our replay operator, GOAT by the way. He managed to get me a very quick clip of Lunchbox. I don't know if we can get a close-up of this one production on the solo shot, but it does look like we've got really pretty much everything we need here from Lunchbox. That is his incredible play today. His output level on the scrolling wheel, unbelievable. I don't know what we've just witnessed. I'll be completely honest, gentlemen. Vinny, I think maybe if we just stick to the positives here for ANTIC, crucial 3 points on the board.
Yeah, crucial 3 points and flawless on the attacks, which is always a good sign. I think the ability of a team is determined mostly by their attacking round wins, and Clubhouse is, as I've said before, an attacking-sided map if the defense plays very passive, and that's what we saw out of ODIUM. They sort of gave all the map control they could to ANTIC, and then ANTIC just took that and was able to execute on site with like a minute and a half left, basically every round.
Guz, I know how much you love talking about these games. I'm really upset you weren't casting. You would have really brought the entertainment.
It would have been bad. I'm glad I wasn't.
Yeah.
I don't think I've watched a Clubhouse maybe ever that lacked so many fundamentals. Like it was honestly extraordinary how many plays that ANTIC were able to get away with. And also how many they screwed up. Like,
the worst part is we threw to the game saying how simple Clubhouse can be if you've got your fundamentals right, and I don't think we saw.
I will say, Prodigy on their attacks early on, like they had a 3-3 half. They were actually quite good. The start.
ODIUM.
Yeah, ODIUM. Who did I say?
Prodigy.
Apologies. Yeah, they were quite good at the start of their attacks. Like they obviously understand sort of where everyone needs to set up, like at the start. It was once they got like sort of the external walls open and some of that map control, they sort of lost. Like they didn't know where to go from there, and that's probably the next step for them going into the rest of the stage.
Well, the next step for us is to welcome in Jake Henner for an interview. The last time we saw this man, it ended in a very interesting scene. Jake Henner, you look absolutely elated from the victory.
Yep.
That's what I expect. Look, 3-3 first half. Things were looking close. What's been kind of posed on the desk is nothing short of a shit show. How did it feel in the server?
The game plan going into that one was we're going to throw a couple defenses so we can practice some game day attacks. So hope you enjoyed the show.
You didn't just confirm you threw.
No, he didn't mean that.
No. That was a joke. For legal purposes. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, I mean, I'll keep going with that. Obviously, 3-3 on your defenses, which is a bit of a difference from the norm. What was like the idea going into your attacks? Obviously, flawless. Was there an overarching sort of mission today, or was that just sort of the way you guys play your attacks?
The plan was to keep it pretty simple. We weren't versing the best team in the world, so we wanted to keep it simple, but Hunter decided to kill everyone and leave no kills for the rest of us, so it was pretty much how it went.
Now, Jake, this is back-to-back play days where you've been given the rat license on one of these defensive rounds. Yesterday on Border, over towards Office. Today, CCTV. Both of them questionable in terms of what you were able to get out of them. Who's making these calls, mate?
I silently do them. Like, I just get to do that, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you talk to anyone on the team, I don't even say anything. Like, I just end up in those spots, you know what I'm saying?
We do know what you say. We are.
Bit of creative liberty, Matty. Come on.
Mate, we gave you creative liberty on the last bloody interview, and look how that one ended. Look, there's a big conversation being had right now as to Hunter's impact on the roster. Previous to this, the conversation about Hunter has always been he's a fantastic leader, really great IGL, and obviously an all-round good player. But he is now stepping up in a tremendous way as an individual fragger. Have the roles started to shift a little bit? We've spoken to a couple of teams and they're all saying, leadership is no longer with one or two people. It's split across the board. Is that the same sentiment on this roster?
I disagree. I think leadership should always be one person. I don't think you can spread it amongst players. I think if you were to look at any industry in the world, you're obviously going to have the leader at the top and then the people who do the jobs below them. So it's an easier system when you have someone you can look up to who says, yep, his word is law, we listen to him. And I don't know, Hunter's just insane. He's literally the Australian Licky Fact, does everything for us, kills everyone. Like, I think it's better to have a system like that than to have like, oh yeah, everyone can just call whatever. Like, obviously we can all call, but it's better to have that defining word, if you get what I'm saying.
God, hearing that come out of your mouth, I was not expecting something.
Yeah, that was way too serious. Way too serious.
That was way too serious. And on that note of how serious you are, anyone's mum you need to shout out for tonight?
Shout out Shan, of course. Japer didn't shout her out earlier in the interview. That was pretty poor performance from him. Shout out Paul. Big ups, Paul. And shout out the rat. And he had a little message for you, Manic. He said,
oh, no.
Wait, what did he say? Let me double check. His message was the rat sends his regards.
What is he? Fucking Lannister? What? Oh, God, Jay Kenner, you always make us smile, mate. And sometimes the performance doesn't need to show it. It's just your face. Thank you very much, mate. We'll speak to you soon.
Thank you. Hopefully.
Oh, God, if we're not, we're in big trouble. That's all I'm saying. That is a very rare unit. The biggest thing I've taken away from that interview, Jay Kenner, the biggest shit poster in the entire league, shout out to people's mothers in the interview, is saying that he believes in a hierarchy system.
But does he listen, though? That's the real question.
It doesn't sound like he's getting much information. He's just off doing his own thing anyway. But I actually do agree with him. It was something that we heard in an interview earlier where they said sort of they don't have that leadership structure. Yep. It's more about everyone can call based on what they're saying. But I also do agree. I think you need to have that overall IGL role.
Yep.
For us, it was always Pat, obviously. But like at the same time, it also takes the pressure off, say, Hunter as the IGL when you've got teammates around you that can call what they're seeing and sort of make plays off of that. So it definitely is a team thing, but having that overall leadership structure, I think also is very important. So
Mate, that not being funny here, that is absolutely outrageous from Hunter. That is consistently throughout the entire stage so far, guys. 4 play days. Yep. He has been the leading player in kills. He is one of the highest cost players in the league. And he is the IGL, which formerly IGLs are generally pretty dog shit.
Yeah, certainly bucking the trend of IGLs struggling in terms of the stat department.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's the most outrageous number on this Vinny, though. If you look across at the other team up the top, last alive quite frequently.
Yeah, it was something that we noticed a fair bit, didn't we? Hale typically is alive at the end of the round. So we don't want to use the big B word anytime soon, but it would be nice.
You can't call him that.
It would be. That's not the B word. You know what B word I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. It would be nice to see him having a bit more impact during the rounds because it seems like the team is playing a bit of a 4v5 before then. And yeah, we saw definitely in that last round.
He's using the pro license quite liberally.
He's really going, isn't he?
He's come alive.
In that last round when he jumped out to kill the guy that he downed instead of fighting the bunch.
That was awful.
That was insane. That was insane. But in saying that, again, there are a few good things coming out of ODIUM. I think those first few attacks, they definitely had the right ideas. It just they won't be able to execute at all in the end. But yeah.
Well, look, like Jay Kenner, I totally agree. There should be a leader, and this leader's going to throw to a brakes on the other side. The peasants can do the work.